With nearly a quarter of the season already in the books, this week's matchup looked more like a playoff picture than regular season matchups. 6 victories by opponents by more than 11 points. But let's dive right on in and find out why. The big story is Mizo's Runners, now 4-0 and on top of the league, goes down defeating Dem Eagles 95.8 to 63.35. Mark Sanchez giving no help whatsoever to the battered Dem Eagles, who didn't score that many this week, and Mizo's Runners just continues to roll with Matt Forte and Tom Brady. We'll be chatting with Mizo's Runners owner Jerry Lazo later on this week to find out what his secret is. Newcomer Stepdads has beaten the mighty Sweater Puppets. Sweater Puppets not with a good day, 69% coaching rating, leaving Kyle Orton and Pierre Garcon, who gave a lot of points there on the bench. And Stepdads relying upon Matty Ice and Michael Turner, that Atlanta offense to keep them going. They'll take that game 116 to 45. Stepdads will go 3-1. Sweater Puppets even at 2-2. Some Life back into Steadfast, 122.6 points, defeating Turd Herders to 82.35. Of course, Aaron Rodgers helped out with that, giving the team nearly half of its points with 55 points on the week. Turd Herders relying on Eli Manning and a host of others to get to that score. It looks like Steadfast is on a roll if Aaron Rodgers will keep delivering week after week. Steadfast again at 50% now and 2-2, and Turd Herders drops down to 2-2 as well. They'll be fighting for playoff spots later on this year. The Battle of the Bad finally has a winner, and both of them scored very well, I have to say. Golf claps all around. The Drunken Monkeys will down the Despicable Eagles 126.55 to 107.5. Good job on Despicable Eagles for actually breaking over 100. And meanwhile, the Ryan Fitzpatrick train seems to come to a halt as Buffalo has stopped gaining all the major points that they were, where Ryan Fitzpatrick only delivering 10.45. Thankfully, Hakeem Nicks and Arian Foster, who's now active again, gave the win to the Drunken Monkeys. They will go to 1-3, and the Despicable Eagles will not have a win. Thanks for the sympathy, Kitty. The New England-Indianapolis matchup is over, and who won? Well, just ask this guy. That's right, Boston Brewskis will take the matchup 92.15 to 81.9. Of course, New England delivered once again, but starting to slow down there a little bit on Boston Brewskis. We'll see where they're headed, although they are the number 2 team in the league. Juice Monkey will pick up one more loss, going to 1-3, relying heavily upon LeGarrette Blount this week and a host of others, both with pretty fair coaching ratings. We'll see where the rest of them take themselves for the rest of the blah, 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 blah. The Red Ball Express keeps moving on, defeating Swoop Stingston 124.85 to 68.95. Of course, Red Ball Express relying on the arm of Drew Brees and Detroit's play. Throw it up into the end zone and hope that Megatron catches it. Seems to be working, scoring 21.86 points for them. Kevin Cobb, Adrian Peterson, not doing too much there for Swoop Stingston, although Greg Jennings did show up. Nary enough to give Swoop Stingston the win. Swoop Stingston will go to 1-3, while the Red Ball Express keeps moving on in the north there, 3-1. A lot of great matchups next week, including 2 revenge games from last year. Swoop Stingston and Despicable Eagles will face each other. Last year, Swoop Stingston eked out a victory over the Despicable Eagles. Although the Despicable Eagles, I see that they're on the rise here, and I think that they're going to get a win somewhere along the line. Steadfast and Sweater Puppets, 2 mighty giants from last year, all the way throughout the playoffs, will be facing each other again. That'll prove to be a great game. Hello, Cat. The Stepdads and Dem Eagles will face each other. Stepdads at 3-1, scoring a lot of points against a very difficult opponent in Dem Eagles. The Boston Brewskis and the Drunken Monkeys will face each other this coming time again. We'll see where that one leads us. Turd Herders and Juice Monkey, both of them fighting to stay alive in the league. One of them will definitely need to come off for a win, and a great matchup between the Red Ball Express, 3rd in the league right now, against the number 1 contender, Mizo's Runners. We'll see how that one turns out in the end. Thanks a lot for listening, and until then, here's our prediction for next week. Well, I think that was Despicable Eagles all the way. Well, thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you next week.